Saturn in the houses. What is Saturn? Saturn is the planet of discipline, the planet of suffering and struggles and learning from them struggles and suffering. It's the planet of experience and the planet of teaching. And so Saturn is the planet of organizing and leaving a legacy or a mark in life, or what you will master, skills that you will master after going through what you're going through, and you will continue to grow. Also, the planet of limitations. So when you got Saturn in the first house, if this is you, that means that Saturn will make you more conscious and aware and slowly to make a decision because you're trying to make the right decision. When you will go through struggles and pains and harsh environments and against authority figures. And also, you can honor authority figures, which is your father or anybody. It can be the streets, whoever is like a father to you. Or you can go against, or you can have conflict with father figures or authority in general. It could be the cops, it could be anybody. But you will learn how to appreciate that later on in your life. Because this is naturally a part of you. You will look like Saturn. You have some of the Saturn traits, some of the earthly ways. So you're more practical intelligence, and nobody can tell you anything. You don't like living in no fantasy world because this is part of your personality. This is in the first house. This is part of who you are. But you're a neat person, organized, structured, and you want to win and you want to complete every task. You're the type when you get started on the task, you want to complete it. So Saturn is in Capricorn, this Capricorn energy, your careers and hard work really matter. And you whatever you get into, you will accomplish because you're persistent and you're determined. And this is in the first house. First house is about yourself. It's about who you are, your personality. It's part of who you are. It's part of your ascendant. So whatever your ascendant is, Saturn will give you a more cool personality, a more serious personality, and more like detached personality. People will feel like you're detached, but you're really cool. And some will consider you as patience. You're very patient to accomplish your goals, but you always want to do your best. Always want to get recognition for good work or hard work. So you intuitively know how to organize, how to lead, and how to structure anything. You know what I'm saying? It starts in your vision. Whatever you visualize, you go for it. And you know how it will play out. You got creative powers with the hands. So mechanic work, any work that deal with the hand could be labor, anything with the hands. But it's best for you to be in your own world, your own plane, because this deals with the worldly things. So it's for you to balance yourself out, not to overwork yourself, and not to be too materialistic, because you can be very greedy and you can be very dominant, because this is the powerhouse personality. And so you got Saturn as part of your personality that makes you a powerful individual, like the powerhouse, and this give you strength right here. You're solid, you're firm, you're loyal, but you also can be the type who can hold grudges. And so I feel for those who get on your bad side unless you discipline yourself. And you got the ability to discipline yourself because this is the planet of discipline because you want to win. And you know your limits, how far you can go on things and things like that. So whatever you get into, you will start out probably with a struggle slowly, but sooner or later, you're a master because you got the energy to keep going and be persistent. So this is the power that Saturn has. Saturn make everything grounded and organized and structured. Everything that's wild spirit, Saturn will bring it that balance. So you got Saturn there, you'll be more professional because Saturn is more like a professional planet that can fit in with traditions or go with the regular normal people. So this also makes you the type who can go to the screen. So Saturn is either just like Pluto, it's either black or white. When I say black or white, I mean it's either you gonna put your all in or you're not gonna put your all in. So whatever you do though, you'll be persistent and organized and structured. And so with this being said, that makes you a provider and you love to provide. Now, And this is in the first house. It's about yourself, your personality, and who you are. And so you be very skilled at whatever you do. So it makes you a craftsperson with the hands. Have healing hands. Also into sports, any achievement. You will perfect your tool. Now, when you're talking about Saturn in the second house, this is Venus. So this is the house of Taurus. It fit good in Taurus because Taurus is already like earthly. So it's in the house of practicality, but Saturn is in the house of style and creative. And so the tool that you will perfect is anything to do with arts and designs and what you value. So whatever you value and your worth is very important to you. Sometimes you will struggle with your worth. You might feel like you ain't worth this or you have low self-esteem, but sooner or later, Saturn will give you the power to reach that ability to know your worth and to be strong. So, but since this is the earthly sign, that makes you more practical than practical. So this put more of the earthly vibes into Venus. This made Venus want to create and definitely want to go into business. This makes you more want to go into business. The Taurus is all about that business, and this is a money sign. Saturn do good when dealing with money. So it's for you to give when you get money. And don't be selfish with the money. This is how you win. So without balance in this house, you will lose all auctions. So in this house with balance, that means you won't be too materialistic, and you will achieve and be all about your family and truly be that provider for your family. Because this house is about what you value. Your worth is very important. And this is what you can struggle with, what you value or your worth, you know what I mean, or what's important to you. What's important to you, though, you would do it in a professional way in this house. However creative you are, you would do it in a professional way. So this makes you more professional, more skilled, more expert in your craft in this house as far as Venus effect. You know what I mean? So with Taurus is very creative. Taurus is very sensual and sexy. So the way you would be sexy would be like you would look more like a nurse or professionalism or wear outfits like that, but still be sexy. So you still look professional like, but sexy. Like wear suits or something, but look sexy. No matter if you're male or female. You know what I mean? Saturn makes you can keep secrets in this house. So you can be able to keep secrets and hold things in. But at the same time, Saturn make you very kinky because Saturn can be very dirty, the hit side of Saturn. So you can be very kinky and you're going to stress your sexuality. It's very important to you. So you will leave a mark on what you value, on your creative skills. You will leave a mark when it comes to business and coming up with and finances and money. So that makes you good when dealing with money, good with finances. So you can be a good finance advisor. But you also might struggle with money in your younger years, but you will learn how to master your money, how to have control of your money, how to move with your money and discipline yourself not to spend your money. But also you can be too stingy too in this house. You can be very stingy, you don't want to spend your money. So watch out for that. But Saturn will give you the proper balance, and you will learn later years about not being too stingy and things like that. And if you don't, you will continue to suffer because you're here to give and to share and to help those who need it. And so in this house here, Venus, Saturn makes you more disciplined in a Taurus way. And you want to leave a legacy dealing with Taurus traits. The bull, leave them out. And that's whatever you value, or whatever important to you. So your possessions means a lot. You like to have things. So you will leave a mark in having things and having the most money and things like that. And whatever you value, whatever you hold to your dear heart. So you will master these traits. You'll master business. You'll master anything that deals with creativity, anything that deals with what you value, because it's very important to you in this house. And so with Saturn give you the ability to be that leader. Saturn helps you to become a leader and makes you come more on point and organized and structured. And so you know your limitations when they're dealing with your creative skills and your gifts and what you can do and what you can't do in this house. Now with Saturn in the third house, in the house of Mercury, which is Gemini, this is this is the mutable house, the versatile house. So Saturn in this house, Saturn gonna bring balance to the Gemini trickery mind. So you know how Gemini usually can be deceiving because it's very fast moving and it can trick itself. But Saturn will bring that balance to you to slow it down and make you more conscious and aware and careful. And so whatever you're good at, it will be in education, it will be dealing with the mind. First, you might don't be that good and be afraid to communicate at first, because Saturn is about what you fear too. Also, in every house, even the first, second, no matter what house, wherever Saturn at, it's all about what you fear and the fear that you overcome too. So once you overcome fear when dealing with communication, you'll be able to stretch yourself in later years, and you'll be professional and very skilled at communicating. You have many ways to communicate because you master that, and you master things that deals with knowledge. You won't be afraid to share your knowledge. You won't be afraid to enact. See, Saturn will slow Gemini down a little bit and balance you out. It's gonna be a little earth, not only air. You're in the house of air, but it'll be a little earth here, more practicality. So it makes you more practical and realistic in this house. Type of thinker. And also come up with solutions that's practical in this house. So with Saturn in this house, Saturn gonna bring that balance. So Saturn, at first you might struggle in this house with dealing with the mind, with dealing with communicating, with dealing with your siblings and stuff like that, which means your brothers or your sisters and things like that. But Saturn will teach you how to get along with them, and you will master things that deals with communication. And you will leave a mark when dealing with being a philosopher or a teacher or a healer and things that way and things of that nature. So you'll also be able to read people's mind and know how to read their mind, and you know there's a limit to what you say. You'll know how to say it, and you'll know when to say it. Saturn give you the ability to be on point, and you'll know your limits of what to say and when to say it. So also Saturn will give you a limit researching. You will know like when you overworking your brain or not. If not, you will learn this. See, Saturn is a teacher, which means you will learn this. You will learn how to balance out your brain and not to overthink. So me, I got Saturn in this house, the third house. So this makes me the type sooner or later be very careful of what I say and very skilled, but very versatile in my ways of speaking. And I had to practice up on speaking, try many ways to speak and communicate and mastery and dealing with communication. So that makes me a teacher and a healer, because I had forgot this was my placement, which is Saturn in the third house right here. And so, but also I got Saturn in Leo in this house, which is Saturn in the third house. So this makes you more of a leader, more do Leo things in this house, which means communication and thinking. So that's how you add it on. So Saturn in the third house for me will be more fun loving, but knowing, don't be afraid to have fun and not to always say that everybody else is a leader and skip myself. Now I know I am a leader. See what I'm saying? Not to put everybody first, because Leo naturally want to shine. But since this is my placement right here, now I learned that it's okay to get a little shine. See what I'm saying? As a Leo, to carry out the Leo traits, to be that. So this makes me, I could be a world leader because I have a little discipline right here. Because Leo is naturally the leader and built on inspiring people and helping people. So by me being with Saturn in the third house, communication, this is the areas of life that I will end up learning how to love. So when Saturn is in the third house, for everybody in this house, is the communication skills. You'll master anything that deal with communication, because Saturn deal with mastery too, and knowing your limitation, what you can and cannot do. And also, this makes you a great thinker and a great leader. Now, when Saturn is in the fourth house, Saturn all about balancing out that emotion, learning how to master your emotions, knowing how to master your emotions. So this is what you would definitely perfect, and being able to teach people about emotions. And Saturn will do good when dealing with the home and providing for the home. The Saturn will want recognition for like real estate and doing things that deal with the home. And whatever Saturn go, Saturn will be disciplined. So you probably won't see a very emotional person, but they hold a lot of emotion within. Saturn will teach you to display some emotions sooner or later in life. In your early years, you might not show emotions, but Saturn will teach you how you win is to display your emotions. Because Saturn will give you the mastery over your emotions. So this is what you will go through. And you'll learn to master it and to be able to speak for your emotions and teach people about their emotions so people can learn about emotions so they can heal from emotions. And so Saturn in this house is all about the family, all about family, all about the home. And so who you'll go through, you'll go through people with dealing with in the home life. Like the third house, they will go through with people dealing with communication, bump heads, with other people with dealing with communication or dealing with other people who think they got knowledge. But Saturn in the fourth house right here, this is the house of the ancestors. So Saturn will do good with the ancestors and coaches. It helped the Cancer-like energy have traits. So this will set a foundation for the motions to be in. So Saturn will build a foundation for the motions to be in. It makes you more intuitive than a little bit. You're very skilled. You could be a good psychic in this house. You channel it all in your earthly body because Saturn is the earth. So you channel the emotions in your earthly body where you can be able to feel emotions through your earthly body. So Saturn makes you very skilled when dealing with emotions. So you can be clairsentience or emotional intelligence. Like the third house, Saturn will make this person a great mind reader and telepathic and anything that deal with the mind. But in the fourth house, this makes you more clairvoyant and makes you you can be clairaudience too. But Saturn also helps you to carry out to let you know that it's okay to be imaginative and to not to stay on the earthly plane. So this is what you'll learn, or you'll go through it dealing with Saturn things, which means business, which means you will go through it when dealing with the home, also with Cancer things, when dealing with family, and you will learn how to deal with family, and how to interact with family, and how to get along with family. So Saturn will teach you all this. You will go through it at first, and if you don't master this, you will continue to suffer. So Saturn will show you if you don't master this, you will continue to suffer. So got Saturn in this house. Saturn is very nurturing. So when you are nurturing, this when you are at your best. So Saturn will teach you to be a world nurturer. So Saturn do it on a big scale too now. So you're gonna leave a mark and a legacy when dealing with your intuition and helping people, solving problems, and be nurturing and loving to others. Just like Saturn in the third house, the individual will leave a legacy in communication and philosophy and teaching and stuff. The second house will leave a legacy in what they value and the materialist things, the business and things of that nature. And the first house will leave is all about legacy itself. You know what I mean? Whatever the first house touch or get into. Now back on the fourth house, you will leave a legacy doing these things. You will learn about your emotions, whatever you go through, and learn how to be very skilled because Saturn is a planet of mastery and also leadership. So not only is this the house of cardinal, Saturn is already a cardinal sign when they go into Capricorn. So Saturn love cardinal sign. Saturn love to take the lead. So you be the one who take a lead, have organized. You be very organized and neat and clean and stay on schedule. Saturn like to stay on schedule and on point. And so just like the third house, how Gemini is usually can be wild and a free spirit, Saturn will make the third house people more organized and on schedule and on point. So all the houses will be on schedule and on point in the certain areas that it's in. Like in the house we're dealing with the home, we're dealing with the culture, you'll be organized and structured. So now when Saturn is in the house of Leo, your mastery would deals with your masteries and your struggles would deal with fun loving. It would deal with fun loving, and it would deal with sex. It would deal with your hobbies. It would deal with your creative skills and things like that. So your mastery will be when dealing with your heart, learning how to use your intuition for your heart, listen to your heart, taking the lead. So the skills that you will learn how to become a leader that like you're supposed to be, and you won't be afraid of being a leader. You might be afraid at first, but you will go through it and learn that you're here to do your own thing and to listen to your heart. So that what Saturn will teach you. Saturn will teach you how to be a leader and how to listen to your heart and things of that nature. Saturn will teach you the discipline that you need. It will give you the discipline, the skills that you need, and also all the struggles that you went through would give you the lessons, all the hardship, all the pain. And so Saturn also your ability to have fun. It will let you know you should have fun because you could be so serious that you don't want to have fun. So you're here to have fun. So this is Saturn in the house in the fifth house, which is Leo. It's just like Saturn and Leo, my placement. Anyway, it's sort of like Saturn and Leo. So they similar. It's just alike, same type of thing going on. But see, this is the area in life that you dealing with, which is the fifth house. So when Saturn is in the fifth house, this your area that you need discipline or need to learn to carry out and master. You need to learn how to have fun, learn how to take the lead, and once you tap into your true spirit of who you are, because you already got the skill, you just be afraid, you have fear in this area. Once you carry it out, you'll see that you are a true leader, and that you truly are who you are, aspiration, and you're the type who can motivate people and make people happy, because you love to aspire and motivate people. You might be afraid to do that. In your later years, you would definitely be that, and you'll leave a mark in leadership ability. You'll leave a legacy with dealing with leadership ability of some kind, not to be specific of what kind, but you will be that leader, and you'll be that fun-loving individual who inspire people, motivate people, and use your creative talents. You'll leave a mark on dealing with creativity and your talents and your skills, and you won't be afraid to have fun. And you won't be afraid to experience different partners in relationship too, because you're here to experience so you can learn things. But once you find that one partner, you'll be dedicated, because Saturn give you the ability to be dedicated and loyal to the end. So, like, this is the house that's fixed. So once you fix on some good principles and good concepts, you will win right here. So Saturn will give you that ability not only to be stylish, don't be afraid to express yourself and to shine. See what I'm saying? Because in this house, you might be afraid to shine and want no attention. But Saturn will teach you later on your years, it's okay to get some shine. It's okay to do your thing without other people's approval. So that was about fun and creativity. So this makes you good with the kids. So you're very organized and structured when dealing with your mind, when dealing with things. And you're a deep thinker. You're always reflecting and things of that nature. So Saturn will teach you this right here. Now, when Saturn is in the house of Virgo and Mercury, which is the earth, it's in the earth itself. Saturn do good at any earth, because Saturn is the earth. But also, Saturn is a good thinker too. So Saturn do good when dealing with Virgo. This makes you a very good Virgo, not only a humanitarian. If you might be afraid to express yourself, might be afraid to speak out in public, but Saturn will teach you. You will go through lessons, and then once you learn that it's okay to speak out and that you're here to do that, Saturn will make you very skilled at whatever you do. You will master communicating, master researching, master scientific stuff, and so you will take a leadership when dealing with Virgo things, like, because it's the house of Virgo, like. Take leadership with dealing with being different far as the way you think, because you're all about the truth and you're all about dissecting the code and things. And you will stand on that. So right now you might be all scared or fear to express yourself unless you're the type to get other placements in your chart. You might be afraid to express yourself, but Saturn will teach you to not to be afraid to speak or to bring knowledge to people and to help people, because you're here to serve. And sometimes you might want to serve, but you might have fear in that area or struggle with it. You know what I mean? Or you might struggle with serving and helping people. So, but you're here to help people and to serve people. Saturn will make you the master of this. So out of all Virgos with Saturn will make you a master and skilled at helping people. So once you understand that, your mastery with dealing with serving and helping people and truly being a gift to people. So Saturn makes you good in the mind. So you know how a person think, and it's practical. This has a practicality. So you be more practical. You won't feed people no BS, because You ain't about the fantasy here. This house is about practicality, where you can show and prove to people what works. And this deal with health. So Saturn makes you very skilled when dealing with health, or you might go through it when dealing with your health. You might be suffering, but you might overcome. You might overcome what you were going through in your health and find solutions to solve your illness or disease that you went through. Saturn will teach you all of this, how to find a cure, and so you can be that healer that you're supposed to be, because this is the house of healing and the house of health. So not only physical health, but also mental health. It will teach you all that, how to be balanced. So Saturn is in the house of Virgo. This get your mind right here type of house. And problem solver, always want to find a solution to help people. So Saturn will teach you to do that. And if you don't, you will continue to suffer. So just deal with your health right here, the house of health. If you find solutions and whatever you've been struggling with, after a while, you will learn how to master that. But that's only when you get the courage to tap into your energy. Now, when Saturn is in the house of Libra, so Libra is the air. So anytime you got the Earth or Saturn in the house of air, it do good because it discipline the air. Because the air needs some type of ground to stand on or to go inside. So that when Earth can go inside Saturn, or when the air can go inside Saturn, it's a win. When the mind can come into the Earth, I mean practicality and what it is, this Libra win. So this Libra here is not only empathic, and you can feel it. You can feel it inside your body, all the emotions, all the pain, all that there. Because Saturn will give you that ability. You can feel it probably in your bones. So Saturn also deal with the bones. So right here, this is the house of unity. Saturn will teach you how to get along with people, unite with people, and how to be a diplomat to bring people together. This is what you're here to do. You're here to know how a person thinks and to know the human nature of an individual, so you can help them by counseling and giving advice. And Saturn will teach you all this. Saturn will teach you how to be a master of this. So your legacy will be built on bringing peace to the environment, or bringing peace to the world, or harmonizing people who need the discipline, or those who are mentally unbalanced. You be the one who help them to become balanced. You be that aid and guide to help the human nature, to help the human race, because you that Libra. This is what you basically here to do. And you probably want to do it. You probably struggle with it. You probably struggle with talking. Probably struggle with sometimes thinking. Until you get your mind right, not only would you be a deep thinker, but you'll be the one who be clear audience, and not only clear audience where you can hear voices or understand words or understand sound, but you also, because you're a good musician, and harmony it will be good, which you also be a good communicator, because you see many ways and many ways to solve a problem. You got many solutions. So Saturn will help you master all of this to be what you're supposed to be, which is the world counselor, the great counselor, the great advisor. You want to be the one who inspire people, help people, and we're dealing with communication. We're dealing with the mind, bringing new creative ways and ideas to the world, be the trendsetter, because you are a cardinal sign. So Saturn do good in cardinal energy. Saturn already know about cardinal energy, because of Capricorn. So whatever you do, you will be very good at what you do, because Saturn deals with mastery. Whatever it touch, that's why they always say the GOAT, because it deals with mastery. It deals with mastering skills, So you be skilled when dealing with people emotions, we're dealing with people behavior, because you know a person more than they know themselves. You be skilled in that. In your later years, you will struggle and know your limitations, how far to go and what to say, because this is what Saturn do. Saturn just knows. Saturn is the expert. So this makes you an expert in whatever professional skills after all the struggles and all the pains that you go through, as long as you persistent and have the drive and be all about your growth. Because Saturn love to progress, all about growth. And so you will learn this. You'll learn how to connect, and you'll learn that it's best to be in partnership. You'll learn how to help people to become organized, not only yourself, but help others to get their life right and come back into themselves. So you the type, like when a person is out of bound, when a whole crowd of people is just unbalanced, you the type to bring balance to the whole crowd. And that what Saturn is good at here. You can feel people, touch them with the hands and feel them, because Saturn, the Earth, can pick up this energy, and so you can intellectually, intuitively break it down. So you mentally intuitive, which means you just know what you feel from other people. You know their emotions and you know their pain. So Saturn puts you in a position to be a philosopher, a teacher, a counselor. I call you mostly a world counselor, give aid, more like a therapist, because a therapist heals in many ways. So you might, just by people being around you, they can heal, because you got the ear where they could, where you will listen and they can say anything to you. So because you the one who can pull out anybody's secrets. So Saturn do good right here when dealing with Libra in this house, Libra air, because it gives Libra ground. Yeah. So now when you got Saturn, also Saturn do good in partnership right here, partnership, also relationship right here. It makes you more organized and more balanced. Now, when you got Saturn in the eighth house, this Scorpio energy, this Pluto, house of Pluto. Okay, this makes Saturn more into organizing the occult knowledge, or the hidden knowledge of the truth, organizing or persistence and consistence and finding answers to any problems or any solutions. So Saturn in this house give the water a ground to stand on. So Saturn give Pluto a ground to stand on. So this will be more like earth power. It will be more like organized power, structure power, more like uh the self-mastery power. So this give you the self-mastery power, because Pluto is power. So this also give you the intuitive mastery skills of power, psychic skills and power. So boom, because this deals with expertise too. You will go through things that deal with earthly things, that deal with earthly things. You go through a thing that deal with business, that deal with finances, things that deals with structure and being organized. Yes. And so you're here to master your emotions in the house of Pluto, but also to master yourself, to be that healer or that guru or that teacher. And you will go through it. You go through it, all type of transformations in this house. And what you will fear, you will fear things that deals with the hidden knowledge, things that deal with the cult knowledge, things that first you might be in fear, then you'll learn to overcome your fear. Not all of you will come into this house with fear. It depends on what else you got in your natal chart. But since Saturn is in this house, this is what you will go through, what you will struggle with. You will struggle with researching until you understand that this is what you really skilled at. Saturn help you to understand that this is your skill, this is your gift. So you're here to be a legend when dealing with scientific work, when dealing with the hidden knowledge, finding out the truth, bringing new ways to break taboos and outdated systems. You're here to do that. You're here to bring the truth to the world that people can't see. You're here to do that. You're here to do Pluto things, to stand strong against injustice, but also you're here to transform to your higher self. So Saturn will give you the ability to master that, because Saturn will give you the ability to see that. Not only do Pluto will help you see emotionally, but Saturn will help you see in a practical way, earthly. So Saturn makes you more of a leader. Saturn will help you be more of a leader and makes you solid. So you will know that how to use your emotions, and you'll know when to use your emotions. So you'll know when to fight and when not to fight. Saturn will give you all that discipline in the house of Pluto, because Pluto need that discipline, because Pluto is a strong vibration. When Saturn here, Saturn will give you that discipline in the house of Pluto, because you need it. Pluto, individual soul, Plutorian. Yeah, because Pluto is very powerful. It's a powerful placement. These people are hard hitter. They like nothing but hard knocks. So Saturn makes you more in secrecy, keep things more in secrecy and hidden. But you're here to be the teacher when dealing with the healing arts. When you're here to be that medium, that psychic medium for people, energy, because you got the ability to tap into that. You probably all feeling energy in your body or in your bones. And you're here to organize and build your foundation to stand on, a ground to stand on. Your foundation could be in whatever work that you're in, field of work, because Saturn give you the ability to be persistent and a hard worker. So whatever skill that you go into, you can master. Saturn give you that ability. So with the Pluto energy, be that great scientist that you're supposed to be, or that great healer, because this is also the healer energy, healer vibration, and because you also a role model to people, because people see script in you. So Saturn give you the ability to be solid. So to be like solid power, solid power. Saturn is solid, say solid power, unmovable power. So you can be unstoppable with this placement. The world ruler, far as not you ain't even got to evade people to see your script. They can look in your eyes, magnetic. So now you got Saturn in the ninth house. This is the house of Jupiter. Saturn, this is the house of Sagittarius, the ninth house. So now, the house of Sagittarius. So Saturn makes you skilled in your knowledge. How you're a free spirit. Keep going. No, Saturn would stop you from that. Saturn would slow you down. Yes. Saturn would slow you down. You would struggle with freedom. You would struggle or go through things that deal with freedom. You could be locked up in the cage. However, but Saturn would slow you down from moving so fast and teach you to be balanced and organized and structured. So Saturn do good right here because it will help the wild free spirit Sag to slow down and to think before you get into many partnerships, before you do many things. But you could fear at first to do the thing that you want to do. Like Sagittarius itself want to be the free spirit and just roam and do all type of things. Saturn will put you in a deep thinking mode, because Saturn is a deep thinker too. Before you do it, and very careful. It makes you more preservant, because Saturn is all about security orient too. It's Earth, so anything that deal with Earth is security orient. You want to be secure. So before you make a move, you're going to be secure. So you do want to learn, and when you learn and accept what you came here to do, and that's mastery when dealing with knowledge, because Jupiter is wisdom. Master of knowledge right here. This is the house of master of knowledge. So when you learn that you're here to master knowledge and be the wise one and be that teacher, the healer, when dealing with your experiences and what you go through in life, and you're here to be that communicator and to be acceptance of others and to teach people about acceptance and to teach people in gentle about any subject that you choose, you a master. This is when you win, and you can do it on a global scale. You can be that sage. Saturn will teach you to become that sage in a more disciplined way. So you understand that being disciplined is also freedom. So Saturn gonna teach you that. Not only is freedom, it just roam around doing what you like, but Saturn will give you the discipline and teach you that discipline is the true meaning of freedom. Because discipline teach you how to move in the world. So as a free spirit, you will learn that. You will learn that you don't have to be the party goer all the time. You might want to party, or you might fear that. But Saturn will teach you how to be disciplined, that teach that you could party. It ain't what you do, it's how you do it. So Saturn right here go hard, makes you more solid type of wisdom, practical wisdom, earthly wisdom that you can find a solution to and problem to, and that you explain to people and they can identify with, because it's on this plane of existence, which means the earth. So when Saturn is in the house, Jupiter is about expanding what? Expanding your deep thinking, your deep thoughts, expanding your vision to build and to create what you want to create, expanding your mind, expanding your knowledge through mastery. Master knowledge, master whatever you get into, whatever subject, whatever topic, you won't stop until you master it. Because Saturn will help you perfect yourself when dealing with knowledge. So whatever subject, you will master. So that's why it's be hard for anybody to mess with you because you're very detail oriented. So with that being said, you're here to explore. Saturn will teach you how to explore, and it will tell you that you could, but not to overdo it. Saturn will help you to be that teacher because this is the house of the teacher. This is the house of knowledge, which is Jupiter. This is the house of the confidence complex. So you can go through it with dealing with your confidence because you feel that you can feel like you got low self-esteem, things like that. But Saturn will teach you to be confident and to take your role later on in life. It'll give you discipline and also bring you awareness to know after everything you go through, after all the suffering, all the pain, through all the death. You call death not knowing. After all the not knowing, when you awake, Saturn bring that awareness to you through all the suffering. You understand that you're here to be confident. You're here to be happy. You're here to be cheerful. You're here to be an example of that and to show people how to be happy, how to be cheerful, and to inspire people and be around people and be that comedian and be that wise one because it deals with wisdom. So you be the solid one through wisdom, to be the true master teacher through wisdom. And you truly can be that clairvoyance that you're supposed to be and use your imagination to create because you definitely the seer. Saturn will give you the ability to be that seer. You will know how to be that seer. Saturn help you apply knowledge, apply your ability through all the houses. From 1 all the way to 12, Saturn give everybody the ability to apply what they learn, to apply their skills, this house of skills. So you apply knowledge to your life. You will walk through wisdom later on in your life. You will learn. So you the cool, calm personality, but you will learn. Now when Saturn is in the house of his own house, which is Capricorn, you will definitely learn. You will learn how to do Capricorn things. Saturn is very comfortable in this house because this is Saturn's own house. So everything that deal with Capricorn, like organized structure, labor, anything that deal with Capricorn energy in this house, you will accomplish. And so you will learn to apply whatever knowledge comes to you. In this house, deal with leadership. We're dealing with groups. You're the powerhouse of knowledge. And so you're a magnet. You are the star. This is the house of the star. The star. The superstar. This is the house of the star. But also the house that's can be very sneaky and do anything to accomplish its goals because this is the house about careers. Anything to achieve status because it's the house of status. So this will be your career. Saturn is in the 10th house. This is your careers. In the house of Capricorn, this is your careers of how you operate, how you move. And you want recognition for your work more than anybody in this house. Your work is very important. And so for you to balance out, don't put your work over your family and you will win. And you definitely the provider. You don't want nobody else to provide. You want to be the provider. You want to do everything and be number one. This house here deal with careers, especially when they deal with careers, when they deal with providing, anything to deal with money. You want to be the source. So this is what it's about. And if you're not the source right now, you will go through it with dealing with being the source or you will go through with other authority figures because you might want their power because this is the powerhouse. Saturn is the powerhouse. So Saturn want power just like Pluto is power. Saturn will want power, all about status, all about Saturn want money. So in this house here, you can't stop working. You always want to build, always want to get that money. You might let it overflow your mind just like the second house, Saturn in the second house. Or because Saturn in the 6th house, which is Virgo, the earthly house, is more like mutable, adaptable. But when it's in this house, Saturn in the 10th house, Saturn want to work. All you want to do is want to make money off this. You want to provide. You stay business-like. And it ain't too much about money. It's all about keeping yourself busy. You have to keep yourself occupied. You feel boring. You know what I mean? Some people might see you as boring because all you want to talk about is work. Talk about what go on in business and work. So you got to watch out for that, to not be so caught up in your work and to balance it out. It's good to work and to work hard, but it's a balance. You need a balance. You want recognition for things that deal with your work. You will get it. Because Saturn will give you everybody the ability to master their skills and to become who they're supposed to be. So Saturn will give you the ability to do that, to master your skills. And so with it being said, this is the 10th house. Everything there is Capricorn. This is what you here to be. That Capricorn energy, the discipline, Capricorn. So for 1 through 12, you be the discipline in the house of Aries, the discipline Aries house, the discipline Taurus house, the discipline Gemini house, on down. And so now Saturn in the 10th house will achieve. It's about achievement, about success and recognition. Saturn want to succeed. Saturn would say, I'm going to succeed. No matter how ruthless I be, I'm going to accomplish my objectives. Because Saturn is very goal oriented and will accomplish. And Saturn will almost do anything to accomplish their objectives or get their status. So that's why Saturn need balance. So long as you balance, you're good. Because Saturn usually brain balance. But when Saturn is not balanced, shoot, Saturn could bring death all around them. I mean, so much disaster and chaos. It could be very dominant. So, Saturn could be very dominant because Saturn is a powerful planet. Saturn could be very dominant. It's a powerhouse. Just like Pluto is the planet of power, Saturn is the powerhouse. So it's about all in the house of Saturn. It's about achieving what you're trying to achieve. Now, when Saturn is in the house, an 11th house, which is Aquarius, Saturn want to think unique because Aquarius is basically the higher self of Saturn. So Saturn is more like the lower self. So Saturn would do good in Aquarius because Saturn could affiliate with the higher self of Aquarius. And so Aquarius is independence and and is the free spirit and always thinking of all type of things. Saturn will give you discipline in this area. And Saturn also make you fear things in Aquarius house. You can fear to be different. You can fear to not be yourself. You can fear you might go through it in this area of life. Fear being independent and fear not uniting with people. You might fear this. You might fear. And then you will learn that it's good to be cool to be unique and be different. Because Aquarius is about being different. Saturn will teach you how to be different and to do it in balance. Because Saturn will bring balance to this house. Yes, Saturn will bring balance to teach you that it's cool to be independent. Saturn will teach you this. You will go through things that deals with independence, that deals with freedom, that deals with being different, having issues with being different. And you understand that it's good to be different. You're here to be different. And you're here to master this skill of being different. You're here to master this. So once you be an example of being different, you can teach people about being different. You can teach people about also about expressing their own mind, to be a free thinker, because this is the house of free thinking and higher mind. So you would teach people about being a free thinker and how they can become their higher self or to think highly intellectual. And because it's the house of intuition too, Saturn will make you very intuitive, and because Saturn give the air a ground to stand on or to go in. So it makes you can feel it in your body. So when Saturn is in the air, it makes you be able to feel it in the Saturn body. Yeah, so you definitely get downloads information. Saturn makes you a great world ruler because you deal with humanitarian issues. And it's the house of Aquarius. So Aquarius love humanitarian things. Saturn makes you good at what you do. All Aquarius things like connecting with people. It makes you more like outgoing and know how to connect with people. And so you just want to be like to yourself or independence. It may teach you how to be around people and to be organized and be structured, how to fit in with people. I mean, be yourself, but also to connect with people without causing chaos by being so blunt and so cruel to people. Because Aquarius can have a nasty tongue and they can be a rebel. So Saturn would help you to discipline your rebellious self. So all the rebellious years that you went through, you will learn You will learn how to master your rebellious self in a lot of ways. You still will be rebellious in thought, but you will learn. Saturn will teach you how to, or when to rebel. Because it ain't always a good time to rebel. It ain't always a good time to say nasty stuff out your mouth. Because Aquarius is good people, loving people, but they could have the ways where they can speak bluntly. So when you're in the house of Aquarius, which is the 11th house, this house makes you good on a global scale. You leave a legacy. We're dealing with humanitarian stuff, or social work. We're dealing with things that deal with counseling, and giving advice, and coming up with something with new ideas, and being the inventor. Because it makes you a good scientist, good detector. Like Saturn in the house, the 6th house is a detector, and then the 8th house is a detector. So is the 11th house. You could be a good detector when finding solutions, coming up with solutions that other people don't come up with. Because Aquarius is good at finding solutions that other people didn't think of. So Saturn will give you the mastery in this field, like come up with new ideas. Just the ideas alone, you love that. But Saturn will give you the ability to apply what you come up with, whatever knowledge, whatever inventions that you thought of, whatever you visualize. Saturn will help you carry it out as Aquarius. And so experimenting, you good at that. So Saturn will help you apply that. Saturn will help you apply whatever you're trying to do in this house. Help you if you're trying to feed the world. Saturn will help you go for it. Be persistent. So now, when Saturn is in a house, also let me finish up the 11th house. When Saturn is in the 11th house, and Saturn will feel good and set an example of being its unique self in the house of Aquarius, the 11th house, right here. So Saturn will make you a role model in that field. Also, Saturn, what I know about Saturn, it's all about applying. It's all about carrying out, like I said earlier. Now, when Saturn is in the 12th house, this is the house of Pisces, right? Saturn is in the house of Pisces. Pisces need this discipline. Pisces use this free spirit and take on everybody's emotions. Saturn, you would go through it first with dealing with other people's emotions. You would go through it. You know what I mean? Saturn will teach you about suffering with dealing with emotions. So you will learn how to be a great empath, like you're supposed to be a psychic empath, or psychic medium, or clairvoyance, or clairsentient, because this house got all the psychic abilities of old soul. So Saturn will discipline the old soul. They will come into intuitive or psychic knowledge. And so your discipline will be about unconditional love, because you will go through it when dealing with love in this house. You'll go through it when dealing with unconditional love, when dealing with knowing your identity, because sometimes you might forget your identity. Saturn will teach you who you are. You will learn everything you go through. Will make you level up and be the creative artist that you're supposed to be, because this is the house of creativity. This is the house of creativity. So you be the creative artist, and Saturn will teach you that you win when you put your creative skills to work. Being a musician, being a poet, being a dreamer, being the philosopher. Saturn will teach you using your psychic skills, your psychic abilities. When you do this, Saturn will teach you win when you do this. You know what I mean? You'll go through it first with dealing with your music. You might be scared to put music out, or you might go through it in music. Even if you're not scared, you might go through a fight with other people when dealing with music, or you might go through it when dealing with your poetic skills, or your writing skills, or your creative skills. But Saturn will teach you that you're here to express that. And when you do, you win. Saturn will teach you how to master that. So you'll be very good. So what I want y'all to understand, all the houses that Saturn in, Saturn make you more skilled than any other sign. Because it's deal with expertise and mastery. So whatever house that it's in, it will master. If you don't master, you will suffer. Because you will first suffer probably in your early years, but you will go through what you do. And if you don't learn from then, you will continue to suffer. So Saturn helps you to become stronger and a winner, and to achieve and to be successful. So your success will be with dealing with emotions. Master yourself, not be a martyr. Saturn will give you the discipline to not be a martyr. It will teach you when to step back. Because Saturn is the house that knows the limits and boundaries. And so Saturn will teach you to be the master psychic, the best. and two-tier reading. So you be into astrology, numerology, all divination, palmistry, palmistry, tarot reading. All this here. The destiny card reading. Anything that deal with spiritual work. Saturn will teach you how to be the spiritual master and for people to follow your lead when dealing with spirituality. Saturn will teach you to stay in the home sometimes and chill with family and don't be so much of a wild spirit and always look at people on the outside and always want to help the underdog. Saturn will teach you that it's cool to be at home and chill with your family and stop worrying about the world and taking on everybody's emotions and pain. Saturn will teach you how to use your powers. So once you learn in this house here, you'll be one of the best example of love. You're here to be an example of universal love. You're an old soul. You're here to show people what love is. And Saturn will teach you not to give to everybody. You will learn lessons about giving. And when you don't get back in return, you might get mad. So Saturn will teach you to be disciplined when giving, and don't be afraid of your emotions, because you might be afraid of yourself, afraid of your emotions, afraid that you might snap. Saturn will give you the discipline to discipline your emotions. It will give you the skills to mastery in this field. We're dealing with the house of Pisces. So this deal with the house of Pisces was this Neptune energy. So Saturn will teach you to become what you're supposed to be, which is a creative artist, the skilled one, and teach you to share your emotions, and this is how you win. Saturn will teach you to master that, the skills. You can spread your love to the world at large. Saturn will teach you that, it'll teach you some of everything, because it's the old soul. So, because the old soul got some of everybody emotions for every house, from 1 through 12. So this is the house where Saturn will teach you how to deal with everybody's emotions, everybody pain, without being so attached to people, places, and things. Saturn will give you the mastery and discipline to also be able to deal with people who has traditions and to deal with regular people, the norm. Because Neptune itself always go outside the norm and want to do his own thing. Saturn will give you the ability to even adapt to people who in organizations and structures. But also you will still stick to doing your own thing. Saturn will give you the gift to master all of these skills. So you won't just be the wild Neptune spirit when you're all balanced, because Saturn will teach you. You'll learn. When you balance, Saturn will teach you all these things, and you'll be the master. So this is one of the best second placement, because whatever you go through, all the ghosts that you see, all the spirits, all the dreams, Saturn will teach you how to interpret that. All your emotions, all your dreams. Just like the fourth house and the eighth house that deal with the water house, Saturn will teach y'all psychic skills, your psychic abilities, and also how to master it and to understand it and to apply your psychic gifts to life. So also all the houses that deal with clairvoyance, all the fire houses, it will teach y'all how to use your clairvoyant skills. And also the earth itself, Saturn will teach y'all how to be clairaudience and master that, and master the skills, and also dealing with the air. Saturn will teach y'all how to be clairvoyant, because the air going to everything. The air can be clairsentience, it can be clairaudience, and it can be clairvoyance, and also it can be claircognizance. And so the fire is claircognizance too. So the air, Saturn will teach you these skills, how to master all of that. So now, since this is the house of Pisces, Saturn will teach you how to be on point. So take this advice from me, King Lit, and get it up. Because Pisces is emotional, you're very sensitive. Every time somebody say something, you want to snap, but Saturn will teach you how to deal with that. Not to be so emotional, all in your feelings. Saturn will teach you everything you will learn. And if you don't learn it, you will continue to suffer. So this is how it operates. So you have to apply what Saturn trying to teach you. It's a limitation. It's a limitation. And you will learn about limitation when dealing with your emotions, what you can do and what you can't do, so you won't be so attached. So this is all I got to say is I can't let bring this light. It gets no realer than this. Shay, your number one astro numerologist. Stay tuned for the next one.